Hi, welcome to this demonstration. In this demonstration, we are going to talk about how to get started with a React project in TypeScript. Before we get started with TypeScript React project, we need to have certain software installed in our system. One of the software that we need to install in our system is Node.js. You can find the installer for this Node.js on their official website. This official website is nodejs.org. So according to the system that you have, whether you are using a Windows system, Linux system, or a Mac system, you can download the required installer into your computer. So I'm working with the 64-bit Windows system. So I'll just install this 64-bit window installer. So once the installer has been downloaded, we need to run this particular installer. I already have this installer downloaded in my system. So let's directly go to that particular file which contains that installer. So over here you can see I have a Node.js installer already downloaded in my system. You need to double click it in order to execute this. So this will guide us through the Node.js setup wizard. We have to press next. I already have this Node.js installed in my system. So I can again change the configuration and reinstall. We'll press next. And then we have to click install. Over here, since I already have this Node.js, I'm getting the button change, but you might be encountering a button called install. So in this way, this Node.js setup will be up and running in your local system. So I'll just cancel this setup. And once you have this Node.js installed in your system, you need to open up a command prompt. So over here, I have opened up the command prompt at this particular location. From the command prompt, you need to type a command which is npm install create react app. So this is a module that has been provided by Facebook in order to have our basic application up and running in React. So you can go forward and you can do npm install create react app, and this should be done globally. So I can append -g which says install this particular package at the global level of my system. I already have this particular module installed in my system, so I won't be entering this particular command. But yeah, on your system, once you enter this particular command, you'll see a set of processes that are getting executed in the background. This installation of Create React app might take around 2 to 3 minutes depending upon your network speed. So once we have this node and Create React app set up in our system, we can go and create a new React app in TypeScript. In order to create my first React app, I'll go and execute the following command. I'll use the module create react app followed by the name of the project that you want to create. So let's say I want to create a project called as employee details, and then you can press enter. So again, we can see certain steps are getting performed in the background. This particular configuration will again take around 3 to 4 minutes depending upon your network speed. As soon as you run this particular command, you'll have a basic React application up and running in your system. So I have to go inside this particular folder, employee details. And inside this particular folder, I'll run a command called npm start. So as soon as we click this particular command, we'll see a basic application up and running inside our browser. So now since this application is up and running in my system, let's go and explore what is the code base around this particular application. Let's open up this particular code in Visual Studio Code. So all the files that has to do with some React code is present either in a public folder or a source folder. So over here we can see all the files that we have is there with the extension .js. So this is a JavaScript version of a React project that we are creating. What we need to do next is we need to create another project which works with the TypeScript files. So we need to have some TS files over here in order to execute our application. Rather than coding in JavaScript, we'll be using TypeScript. So let's close this project and stop this project from the command prompt. So next what we need to do is we need to create another project which is containing TypeScript code. So in order to create a TypeScript project now, we'll go to command prompt. Inside command prompt, we'll run the command create react app, your application name. So we'll just name this application as employee management TypeScript. So since we want to create a TypeScript project, we have to specify a template. So we'll say --template, and we'll say this particular template is a TypeScript template. So let's run this command. Again, this command will take a while depending upon your network speed. Once we have this command up and running, we need to run a npm start command. So let's wait for a while until this particular command is fully executed. So once this command has executed, we need to move to the folder employee management TypeScript, and over there we'll press npm start. So it will take a while and it will open up the application in a browser on my localhost 3000. So now we can see that the message has also changed. It says edit source-app.tsx in order to save and reload. So let's go back to the application and see what is the folder structure. Let's open up this folder in Visual Studio Code. Now let's expand the source folder. And this particular source folder now contains some TSX files rather than JSX and JS. So all the React code that we have is again inside either the public folder or the source folder. The source folder contains TSX files. So right now we have a sample template up and running. Let's create our own template and let's render this application from scratch. So what we'll do over here is we'll just delete all the files that we have inside the source folder, and we'll go and delete all the files that we have inside a public folder. So if we go back to the browser, we can see that we have certain errors in our application. This error says that we do not have an index.tsx file. So let's go back and create an index.tsx file inside a source folder. So we'll add a file which is index.tsx. As soon as you add this file index.tsx, let's get back to the browser. Now that particular error is gone, but we have another error which says that inside a public folder index.html file is not present. Let's quickly put up a file inside a public folder with the name index.html. Inside this index.html, let's put some basic syntax. So we'll say doctype HTML. After this doctype HTML, we'll put a HTML tag. Inside HTML, we'll put a head tag. Inside head, we'll put a title. This title would say React TypeScript application. And after head, let's put a body. Inside this body, we need to have a div. This div should have a ID. So we can put a ID of root inside this particular div. So it's just the basic HTML that we have. So basic HTML containing a HTML tag, certain headers, and the body tag. So let's get back to the browser and see what we are getting rendered over here. So now we have an empty page getting rendered over here. Let's add a h1 tag over here and let's say hello world. We need to put some React code into this index.tsx in order to get started. So in order to render the first React application or first React component, we need to import two objects. So we'll import React from React. So again, as we talked about the module system, we are importing certain objects from a file called React. And we have to import another object which is React DOM from a file React-DOM. In order to create a React template or work with the React application, you need to import this React object. And along with this React object, we are importing React DOM. The use of React DOM is to tell your application to render certain HTML in a specific area of the application. So I want to render some HTML. So that HTML would be h1 hello. This is React application. And the second parameter that it is expecting is where should we render this particular h1 tag. So we need to refer a document dot get element by id and the root element that we had inside our HTML. So what we are telling over here to the React is that we need to render a h1 tag inside a div which is having an ID of root. Let's save this and get back to the application now. And the output that we have is hello. This is a React application. So whatever we have in this particular div having an ID of root, that has been replaced with what we have specified over here in React DOM.render. So this is how we are rendering our initial page using TypeScript in React. So next we have to create a small component in React. A component can be created using a function keyword. So I can create a component called show details, and this show details will render certain JSX template. So we want to return a JSX template which is having a div. Inside a div we need to have a h1 tag which says this is React application, and another h2 tag which says welcome to React. So now we have created a component in React, and now we need to render this particular component in my document which is having an ID of root. So I'll just copy this component name and I'll put this component name over here in the template. So I'll use this component name just like we use a HTML tag, which will have a opening bracket and a closing bracket. So this way our first React component would be rendered on the browser. So this says this is a React application. Welcome to React. So next we'll quickly create a class employee, and inside this class employee I add certain properties, name and age. We'll create a constructor. Inside the constructor we'll pass some parameters for name and age, and we'll assign these parameters to this property name and the age property. We need to typecast this name to string and this age to number. We have created a class, but this particular class is never used anywhere. Let's create an object out of it. So we'll create var employee object equal to new employee, and we'll pass default values. So let's pass a default name random and a age 20. What I need to do next is I want to render this particular name and age in my component. So inside this h1 tag, I want to say this is React application welcome and the name of the user. So I can say dot welcome, and I want to render a property of this object employee object over here in this particular template. So opening and a closing curly braces, and inside this curly braces I'll put employee object dot name. I'll add another h3 tag over here, and in this h3 I'll add the age of this particular employee. I'll say employee age. I'll again put this curly braces. I'll say employee object dot age. So this way we created a class employee, created an object out of it, added some data to this particular object, and now we want to render all these object properties inside a JSX. So going back to the browser, we can see the application up and running. This particular application is displaying the user name as well as the user age. So let's get back to the code. Again, this particular file is slightly restructured. So as we have seen over here, we have a TSX file. This particular TSX file can have all the TypeScript object, classes, interfaces, and all those stuff. And then inside this particular TSX file, we can create certain components, and these components can be rendered using a React application. So whatever we are returning from this particular component, which is return this div, this is called JSX. This JSX looks like HTML, but this is not exact HTML, because had it been, if it is a HTML, we can use HTML attributes like class. So let's put some class name. I'll say random class. As soon as you put this particular class attribute, you'll see some error, and it will say that this particular class attribute is not assignable inside a JSX. So over here also you can see the type of this particular template is JSX and not HTML. So let's reduce the complexity that we have inside this particular template, and let's remove this class, and let's have a simple template which returns a div containing a h1 tag containing hello world. We'll remove this object as well because we are not using this object now. So now we have switched to a rather easier version of a template that we have. So this is again a JSX having just a div and h1 tag. During the presentation, we explained that this particular JSX converts to an equivalent JavaScript. So now let's see how this particular JSX is then transpiled into a JavaScript equivalent. So if I remove this JSX, let's put the native code that we have in JavaScript for this particular template. So in order to create template using JavaScript itself, we'll use react.createElement. We'll create the first element that we had on the top, which was a div. This particular div contain no attribute, and inside this div we have another element which is h1. So the third parameter states what is a child component inside a specific component. So inside a div we had certain h1 tags. So let's create another component. So we'll write react dot create element. Again inside that particular div we have another tag called h1. This h1 tag also do not contain any attributes, and the text that we had inside this h1 was hello world. So let's beautify this code. Let me move this particular code to the next line. Let's close this bracket over here. And we can say this is the equivalent of that particular JSX code that we had in a JavaScript output. Let's get back to the browser and see the output. Now we have a hello world getting rendered. So this particular code that we have over here was equivalent to putting return a div having h1 tag saying hello world. Comment out this particular code and we'll see the same output getting displayed. So instead of hello world, we just misspelled it. Let's put it back to hello world. Let's open up the inspect window and let's look for the construct that we have for this particular HTML. So if you look for this entire HTML structure, we can see that we have a body tag. Inside a body tag, we have a div having a ID root. And inside this div with the ID root, we have another div having a h1 tag hello world. Let's get back to the application. Let's comment out this particular code and get back with the JavaScript equivalent of this particular code. Let's uncomment it, get back to the application. So we'll refresh this application, open back inside inspect window, and we'll see the similar kind of construct. So you have a body tag. Inside a body, you have a div with the ID root. Another div inside this particular root. This particular div will contain another h1 tag containing hello world. So this was a very simple construct. That's why we were able to create it or recreate it using the JavaScript very easily. So now let's imagine you have a div. Inside this div, you contain another div. This div can contain another paragraph tag, and then this paragraph contains a h1 tag which contains hello all. So if you have to recreate this using native JavaScript, this would be quite complex. Let's remove this first. Let's see for the output. Inside output, let's go for the inspect window. We'll see a body. A body tag contains a div. Div contains another div having one more div containing a paragraph, and at the end we have a h1 tag containing hello world. So let's try to recreate this entire structure using native JavaScript. So I'll comment out this particular line of code and we'll try to recreate this using return react.create element. The first element on the top is div. Inside this div we have no attributes. This div contains another div, so we'll write react.create element. I'll move this react.create element to the next line. So this div that we have inside the div again contains no parameters, and it contains a further more elements like paragraph. So we'll write react.create element again. Now this element is a paragraph element. Let's put this on the next line. So this will be a paragraph. Again, we do not have any attributes. This paragraph contain another element, so we'll again type down react.create element, and this element is finally h1 tag that we require with no attributes and some text called hello all, or let's make it hello world. So let's go back to the browser and see the output. Let's refresh this, open up the debugger window. We have a body which contains a div having a root, another div containing one more div which contains a paragraph having a h1 tag containing hello world. So you can see the difference. So if you are using native JavaScript, you have to put down so many lines of code, and also right now this particular HTML or this particular construct of the view is very easy, so we were able to easily recreate it using JavaScript. But if the HTML goes very complex, it would be hard for us to write the native JavaScript. Whereas if we are using JSX, we have to just jot down these particular lines which represents a HTML sort of structure, and it will represent the same output. So now we have the same output. So the JavaScript equivalent was quite complex, but this HTML sort of structure gives us the ease to create the HTML components easily inside a React application. So that's it about TSX and JSX. Thanks for joining us for this particular demonstration.